Confusion and finger pointing surrounding the COVID-19 vaccine distribution as the U.S. death toll now approaches 400,000.
Here in Michigan, more than 1 million vaccines have been distributed in the state, with nearly 488,000 total doses administered.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer is joining other governors accusing the federal government of lying and botching the vaccine release.
The federal government says it has been transparent from the beginning, and it is the states that have mishandled distribution.
7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson takes a deeper look into the claims and whether the U.S. has vaccine reserves or not.
No question, the vaccine rollout has been bumpy on many levels, but it was rushed in order to get the vaccines out quickly. Now, the reserves, they do exist, but not for long. This distribution plan is confusing, but I have combed through federal and state data to break it all down for you.
It's been frustrating. I think we're all frustrated.
That's a common feeling when you bring up vaccine distribution. It's not an easy system to understand. Here's how the CDC says the distribution has been working. Each state's weekly allotment of vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer go to the federal government, which then divides every allotment into 2 equal shipments, sending one to the state immediately, putting the other in reserve to ship out in 3 or 4 weeks. Now, here's what that looked like for Michigan, according to the CDC's distribution schedule. The second shipments from the reserve are all highlighted in yellow. Now, you can see on December 14th, the CDC reported Michigan was allotted 84,000 Pfizer vaccines. That same exact number was released 3 weeks later from the reserve. And that pattern continued week by week, the second shipment always identical to the first. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar tweeted that the reserve system was put in place to ensure enough vaccines for the second dose until the supply chain worked out the kinks. The intention was always to release the full batch of doses eventually when the supply chain ramped up. After this week, the federal government will not hold reserves.
Federal government, they said they were going to releasing the rest of the supply.
That means moving forward, full batches will be delivered. So looking at our chart again, that would mean instead of getting 2 60,000 dose shipments 3 weeks apart, there would be one of 120,000 doses. Azar tweets some governors are misleading people to distract from their own failures, pointing out that Michigan's data reflects only half the vaccines received have actually been administered, which contradicts what state health officials said last week.
We set a goal to use 90% of doses in 7 days.
This weekend, the state's website did say that only half the vaccine doses delivered were administered, but this afternoon, the website was updated to reflect 100% of the vaccine doses distributed have also been administered.
I want to be very clear. The state of Michigan is not sitting on doses of vaccine. Every provider is working diligently to schedule through all vaccine doses within a week of receipt.
I'm Jennifer Ann Wilson, 7 Action News.